Hey everybody, it's your boy Axman here. I'm only kidding, I'll never start my videos like that, that just sounds so stupid. So about a month ago I got invited to play SkySaga, and I've noticed a couple of other YouTubers who usually play Trove have also played that game as well, so leads me to believe they've sent out quite a lot of invites to a lot of YouTubers who play games of a similar aspect. I'll be honest, when I initially had the email I didn't really have that much interest, so I kind of just pushed it under the carpet for about a month or so, and yeah. But then after I ran out of ideas to make a YouTube video, I thought, why not, I'll just give it a go, see what it's like. Given that the game is in alpha, it would be kind of wrong of me to actually do some sort of review. This is just going to be some sort of first impressions, showing you the things that I did like, showing you the things I didn't like, and showing the things which I think could possibly be changed to make the game much better, even though it's actually not that bad. This is kind of going to be like a comparison as well, see what it's like with Trove. I'm sure many of you will probably be wondering, what is it like compared to Trove? Well, let's find out, shall we? Straight off the bat, there are no classes for this game. When you start, you make a character that can either be a human, a lizard, a cat, or some other that I can't remember the name of, and straight off the bat you can theoretically use any weapon you like. And I say theoretically because this is where it actually does kind of get a bit fun. To make specific weapons you have to find specific recipes. I'm not exactly sure how many there are at the moment, but I know there's a good handful. Then it kind of turns into Minecraft for a bit, where you can use different ores and different metals to make these weapons. And then let's talk about the ores all of a sudden, because the ores kind of get a bit interesting too. Every ore then kind of has different stats. Some will be heavier than others, some causes more damage than others, some has more durability than others, and so on. This is kind of cool in a way that you have to use certain ores to make your armor, whereas you have to use certain ores to then make your weapons, and you have to use certain ores then to actually make your tools so they last longer. This is actually quite a cool little aspect. I quite like this. This is actually something that I really enjoyed in the game. And where it kind of gets a little bit similar then to Trove, when you start out you have your own little island, which is kind of like a cornerstone which you would have in Trove. In here then you start off some basic ores. Certain ores you actually need as well to actually open portals to do adventures and stuff, which is kind of strange. I don't know if I like that part. And then you'll have some basic ores in there as well to actually make basic weapons and such. Let me elaborate a bit on making portals. You have to mine a special ore to actually open portals to do your adventuring in. This kind of works and it kind of doesn't. I can see if you run out of ores, which you can actually block yourself theoretically in your own hub world, which is kind of weird. I don't know if they've made a way to actually prevent that, but it kind of looks like it could happen, which doesn't look very good. I don't know, I've never tried to block myself in. I kind of don't want to too. Another thing I have a problem with is probably the crafting. It's not that bad in the sense that it's easy to actually understand. It's just, wow, those waiting times are absolutely brutal. Just making the basic armor and basic weapons has you waiting like about 30 seconds, and that doesn't sound like a long time, but when you have to make several other things as well, and you can only queue 3 things up at a time, it actually takes up a hell of a long time to make all like really basic stuff. This is also a problem as well when you're trying to make the portals. You put the special ore in a special machine and it takes an absolutely ton of time just to make one portal, and considering you can only queue up 3 things at a time, but even then it only spits out 1 portal at a time, it takes a hell of a long time. I don't really like that concept. I feel it should just be a little bit quicker. But anyway, once you've made all your gear and you've got yourself a portal, let's go into the adventure world and see what happens there. The combat in this game is actually kind of nice. I really enjoy it. The fact that you can dual wield any weapon or anything you like, it's actually really cool. As you'd expect, certain weapons are faster than others, whereas certain other ones cause more damage, certain other ones are quicker, but then are also slightly weaker, and all sorts of stuff. For a while I was using a sword and shield, and this is actually working alright, and then I realised a bit of a flaw. Pickaxes in this game are absolute beasts, and unfortunately I was actually able to kill some of the bosses which I struggled to kill when I had a sword and shield, and I found them extremely easy just to kill them with a pickaxe whilst running behind them. Whenever you sprint or use a weapon, your adrenaline meter, which is kind of what I think is an adrenaline meter, drops, and when it gets to the bottom you swing your sword much slower and you also can't sprint. But for whatever reason, when you use a pickaxe, this doesn't deplete, and if you dual wielding a pickaxe, you actually just go to town on pretty much anything you're fighting. In these adventure worlds too, it doesn't happen very often, but you can also run into certain other players. Given that this game is early alpha and is actually an invite only to play at the moment, there's actually not that many people playing, hence why it seems so quiet. I can imagine though, when this game does build up momentum with player base and whatnot, I can see these adventure worlds filling up pretty quick and actually being kind of fun to play in. At the moment it just felt so lonely. In these adventure worlds then, you can also find chests which have got loot in them. You can just mine some more ore and whatnot, which is usually what I forget to do most of the time because I'm too busy killing things or just looking for chests. And the enemies and bosses in this world all kind of look pretty cool, I gotta be honest though. Actually, this game in general just looks goddamn beautiful. I managed to chuck everything on at Ultra and it was running just perfectly fine for me. I don't really have like a beastly PC as well. It's probably stronger than the average, but still, this game runs fairly well and looks beautiful too. I gotta give it to them. They did a good job there. Did a good job. There's also a main hub world too where you can trade other players and actually find certain stalls and all that. There's not really much going on in this place at the moment. There's also PvP as well, but I was never able to actually get it going. I don't know why. Oh well, never mind. So I've kind of dragged this video out a bit longer than what I usually like to. What are my final thoughts on the game? I actually had a really fun time playing this game, I must be honest. It is actually really enjoyable, especially when you start getting into it as well. There are a few things which I've pointed out already which I think could be fixed, but I think that might happen sometime in the future. This game is in early alpha, don't forget that. It's in early alpha. Now I know I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video because I didn't want people hoarding them, but I have a special code here, Axeman719. Using this code will allow you access to the game and you can finally play it like what I was just doing. Although be quick because this code only has 250 uses. So yeah, gotta go fast and whatnot. But don't worry, if you guys show enough interest, I'm sure I can just ask for another key and I'm sure they'll just allow more people to play because I'm such a nice person like that. And they actually seem like quite nice people anyway. Anyway, I'm done. I probably won't come back to this game in a while unless you people ask me to because, you know, I do like to be a people pleaser. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I hope to see you all again soon. Toodaloo!